Hi, Channa here. I have a story for you today that you can file under Dreams Really Do Come True. Cliches are so annoying to me, but they exist because they're true. And this is definitely true. And I hope the story inspires you to do something that you've always wanted to do. So, as you know, I'm new to YouTube and podcasting. More to come on that later. And as I try to figure out what works for me, what is appealing to people, I send drafts of my work to just a couple of people who I know will give me brutally honest feedback. And I sent something to a good friend of mine, Callista. We've been friends for 20 years or more. And she said something to me that triggered it all. She goes, "Chan, you really should think about doing audiobooks." And the feedback in and of itself wasn't tremendously surprising. Over the years, people have said, "Oh, you have a different voice," or "Your voice is really unique," or "Oh, you should think about, being on TV or something." And I was a journalist on broadcast TV, not because of my voice, but because I care so much about communicating and sharing stories and informing people. It's something that I just have a passion for. But when she said that, it triggered a memory from my childhood. I remember being 7 or 8 years old, getting ready to brush my teeth in the bathroom and picking up the Arm & Hammer orange box of baking soda and reading every word on the box out loud like I was doing a commercial for it, because my mom made us use baking soda to brush our teeth. So it would go like something like this. So I would take any random thing, a toothpaste tube or whatever, anything I could find. This happens to be the top for my candle. And it says, "Amber and wood embellished with spicy accents of crushed clove, aromatic cinnamon, and glowing amber. Wooden wick candle." And I'd pretend that I was doing a commercial. I was a little kid, but that was something that I don't know, I just did. So when she said, "Oh, you should do audiobooks," I thought, "Oh, remember when you used to pretend that you were reading the commercial for the toothpaste?" And a random Google search led me to a website that connects authors with book narrators. And they have all these, just all of these things. It was actually a little bit overwhelming. You set up a profile, you upload samples of your work, you can go through all of these titles and genres and figure out what kind of story do you want to read. Are you a voice actor? Are you just a narrator? What accents do you speak in? All kinds of stuff. And when I looked at it, it was really intimidating because one of the stats on the website says there were 1,200 open auditions, meaning there were 1,200 books that you could try to become the narrator for. And there were 62,000 narrators and producers to choose from. So who looks at those odds and says, "Yeah, sign me up if you're a narrator"? Not me. So I thought, well, I can narrow this down really easily of the 1,200 auditions to choose from. If I'm going to do this, let me just, no, I don't speak with a Boston accent. No, I don't have French. No, I'm not interested in fiction or nonfiction, whatever it was. And I went through all of these things and the list kept narrowing down. I'm not a voice actor. I don't have those skills. So no, there are certain things I definitely just won't even play myself to pretend that I could do. So I found 2 books and I said, you know what, I could look at these. And the first book was about tea, and I love to drink tea. Who knows? I just love tea, and I downloaded the manuscript to audition for this book narration, and it was really, really good. The writing was sophisticated. It was smart. I related to it because I personally enjoy tea. It was awesome. So I downloaded the manuscript, but this was literally like Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I could hear the bus pull up, so the kids were coming home. I didn't have time to do the audition at that moment. So I shut down for the day, go deal with the kids. Fast forward 6 hours, I come back to my studio at 9 o'clock thinking I'm going to audition to narrate this book about tea. I go online, I'm all ready to go, and the T manuscript has disappeared. It's nowhere. And I'm like, what happened? I was ready to read this book. I know that I didn't miss anything. I look, finally figured out that the author had already gotten so many submissions to be the narrator for her book that she had already made a decision, an offer was made, and I was no longer eligible to audition for the book because she already hired somebody. So the former me would have gotten really discouraged and just decided, okay, then it wasn't meant to be, another cliche to file something under, and just moved on. But something said, no, just take another look. And I still had that one other book. I just wasn't as excited about it. But I kept it on the back burner. So I went looking and I found another one. And this one was by a woman named Victoria Moran. And it's about healthy ways to treat yourself to influence better food choices. And it's all about working on obesity and diet and health from the inside out, and the difference between a healthy diet and lifestyle in general versus dieting to achieve a certain purpose. And that kind of spoke to me. I thought, oh, I care about self-improvement and inspiring stories and eating healthy. That's all in my wheelhouse. So let me just see what she has to say. Loved her book, loved the style of the book, loved the samples that she included for audition. And this is now 9:30 at night and I am not a night person at all, but I said, ooh, I have a chance. I now know, based on my tea experience, not to let this slide. Just download the book and read it. And I did 2 takes, the first time all the way through, no mistakes, first time reading that section, and I thought, this is good, but it's not as smooth as I want it to be. Let me just give it one more try. Gave it one more try. I was pleased enough with it to submit it. I did the second book, my back burner book, just as a, let me just see what happens, and good practice, and I'm in the rhythm, and I have my equipment set up, and why not? Okay. Upload the audition. It's super easy. It took no time, so I did it. And the next morning, the very next morning, at 10:30, 11 o'clock, I get an email. Congratulations, you have been hired to be the book narrator for this book. I still can't believe it. Can't believe it. I didn't set up a profile on the thing for people to pick me. I didn't upload any samples. I didn't even do like my tax information because you get paid through the website. So you have to upload your bank information or your tax ID and all this stuff. I didn't do any of that. I was like, let me just see if this works, and I'm going to spend 30 minutes. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm done. And it worked. I got hired to be a book narrator for this woman's book that she sells on Amazon. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And part of, not that you need validation in life, but it felt so good that I was reminded by my good friend to do something that was in me years ago as a kid, and I just let it fall by the wayside. But here it came back, and I acted on it, and it worked out. Complete shock. So now I have to narrate this woman's book, which I am thrilled to do. But I'm nervous and I want to do right by the author. And is this the tone she intended? Am I giving her what she wants? Am I reading it the way she intended it to be read? And I'm a voracious reader. I love to read. So now I'm marrying 2 things that I love: reading and communicating with people and being verbal and vocal and out there. And it feels so awesome. So I have 2 deadlines. I have to give them the first 15 minutes of my completed product. So what is it going to sound like? I'm responsible for all that. How does it sound? Is it edited correctly? So I have to give them a 15-minute finished sample, and the publisher of the book says, yep, that's good, or no, we need to tweak this. And then, so that's due in a couple weeks. And then I do the rest of the book, and that's due sometime in June. And then it goes through the approval process, and then Amazon makes it available, iTunes, whomever, and you buy the audiobook. And I narrated it. It's such a trip. I can't believe it. So all of that to say, dreams really do come true. And who even remembered that was a dream? That's the kicker. I forgot that I love that. And so I was reminded, it triggered something in me, and this whole process has got my chi, my energy, my vibrations moving in such a high direction that I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled. So that's a new thing that I didn't even think was going to be on the horizon for me, but here it is. So wish me well. Wish me well. I'm hoping it all goes smooth technically and with the vocals, and I'll keep you posted. So you have to download this book and get it for your work commute, for when you're working out. Well, maybe not working out, but when you need some inspiration, when you're just winding down from your day, if you're cleaning and just want to hear something to listen to make the time go by faster, I hope this is something that you will consider buying. Yay! Anyway, I'll keep you posted on how it goes, and thank you for listening. Follow your dreams, and just be open to remembering what your dreams were that maybe you have just gotten so caught up in the rat race of life that you have forgotten what they were. Open up yourself, because you just never know where inspiration comes from. Yay! Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Bye.